ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव शंभो शंकर। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। The best example for ardent devotees of Bhagwan is Vraja Gopikas. Narad Maharshi is saying, Yatha Vraja Gopikanam. How these Gopikas, they are having love, supreme love towards Bhagwan. In the same way, all devotees, they have to cultivate such kind of love for Bhagwan. But someone may question this, why Rajagopikas given as example? So many other devotees are there of Bhagwan. Then, and someone may be questioning like this also, these Rajagopikas love is not supreme love. They may be having ordinary kind of worldly kind of love towards Bhagwan. Then reply given, no, this Rajagopikas love for Bhagwan is not worldly kind of love. If worldly kind of love, basic kind of love is there, that will be only for temporary, and not only that, in such kind of love, that person will be expecting happiness only for his sake or her sake. That person will not think of other person's happiness. But in the case of these Rajagopikas, they are ready to sacrifice anything for the sake of their beloved Lord Krishna. So these Rajagopikas are having such kind of divine and supreme love for Bhagwan. They know who is Bhagwan. They are having the knowledge about Bhagwan completely. That's why they surrendered and they had such kind of wonderful love for Bhagwan. Love without knowledge, without reverence for beloved, and only love to fulfill selfish kind of desires is considered as a cheap kind of love, means a basic kind of love, it is going to lead to sorrow only. But in divine love, there is joy, there is peace, there is happiness. And in divine supreme love, that devotee will be ready to do anything for the happiness of beloved, for the happiness of Bhagwan. To please Bhagwan, the devotee will sacrifice everything in his life. In the earlier class, we have discussed all these points. In the next chapter, aphorism, sutra number 25. This devotion is superior to all other kinds of sadhanas. Why also we are going to discuss today. Satu karma jnana yogo bhi api adhikatara yogebhyaha. Once again, repeat after me. Satu karma jnana yogebhyaha api karma jnana yogebhyaha api adhikatara. Two, indeed, but sa means here devotion, the supreme devotion, para bhakti, in other terms, para bhakti. Karma jnana yogebhyaha api adhikatara. Here comparing with other sadhanas and saying the supreme devotion is superior to all other sadhanas, other paths. Adhikatara means superior or greater. Greater or superior than what? Than karma jnana yogebhyaha api. Even karma, the path of action. Karma yoga. Jnana yoga, the path of knowledge. And yogebhyaha api. Here yoga, the path of yoga, hatha yoga, etc. Raja yoga. So this devotion is, the path of devotion is superior to all other paths. When people will be listening this, they may be thinking, why here it is said, even this devotion is superior to jnana also? Because so many places, very often it is said, jnana devatu kaivalyam, by knowledge alone that self can be realized. So here, why bhakti is superior? Is it only Narada Maharshi's own opinion? He is saying like this. Is it one kind of it's a fanaticism? No, it is not like that. Reason also has been given. If that is fanaticism, there will not be proper logic, there will not be proper reason also. But here, the devotion is superior to other paths. Why here? It is said there is logic and there is reason also. In the next sutra, it is said, sutra number 26, phala rupatvat. This is the cause, this is the reason. Phala rupatvat, because it is the nature of result, final result. Here we have to take pause and we have to think. We have to understand properly why this statement has been made, why this aphorism has been said by Narada Maharshi. This devotion is superior to all other paths because karma yoga, jnana yoga, hatha yoga, etc. These are the means to attain the goal. In all these paths, the devotee means the seeker, he will know, he will learn, and then he will attain moksha sthiti. And by karma yoga, the purification of mind will take place, antahkarana shuddhi will happen, and chitta ekagrata also is possible. By jnana, that person will come to know what is the nature of the truth. By Hatha Yoga, etc., through asanas, pranayama, etc., again, the purification of the mind will take place. That person will become fit to get liberation. Even Raja Yoga also, Yama, Niyama, Pranayama, Pratyahara, etc. All these things also means to attain the goal. But here it is said the devotion is directly Phala Rupa. It is final result only. Why it is said? Again, it is connected to the next aphorism, next sutra. Also, we will read. Then together all these three sutras, what explaining, we will see the inner meanings also. Next, sutra number 27. Ishwarasya api अभिमानद्वेषित्वात् दैन्यप्रियत्वाच्च ईश्वरस्य अपि, even God also, even Bhagwan also, abhimanadveshitvat. Abhimana means egoism, vanity, pride. Abhimana dveshitvat. Here dvesha means not hatredness. Here dvesha means dislike. Even Bhagwan also doesn't like egoism and vanity. Dainya priyatvacha and dainya priyatvat. Dainya priyatvat means Bhagwan love for meekness, surrenderance. One who is in Dina Sthiti, Bhagwan will shower his grace. It doesn't mean a devotee all the time will be in the pitiable condition. Not like that. Here, one who is surrendered himself completely, Bhagwan likes. Someone may be having this doubt also. Even God also, he is having likes and dislikes. Bhagwan's likes and dislikes are not like our likes and dislikes. Bhagwan's likes and dislikes are helpful for the devotees. What should be done, what should not be done, what kind of path should be followed, what should not be followed. To keep the disciple or devotee on right track, these will be helpful. So Bhagwan likes this one means, yes, I have to do this. Because of this, my Bhagwan will be very happy. No, Bhagwan doesn't like this one, so I should not do like this. So devotee will be thinking like this. Even in Bhagavad Gita also, so many places, Bhagwan himself, Lord Krishna, he said, Arjuna, you are very dear to me. You are my friend. That's why you're my devotee. That's why I'm saying all these things. And Bhagwan, he said, these are the things I like, and I don't like these kind of people. I don't like these kind of things. Bhagwan, he said, because of that, we come to know what are the things will helpful for us to realize ourselves to become one with Bhagwan. Now, in these three slokas, whatever is said, we will discuss in detail. In the first aphorism means in 25th aphorism, it is said, the path of devotion is superior to all other paths. Why? Because it is Phalarupa. Phalarupa, through devotion, we can get final result directly. And even Bhagwan also likes the person, one who surrendered, and Bhagwan doesn't like one who is having ego, one who is having vanity. In the path of Karma Yoga, if we are not alert enough, if we don't have proper clarity about the means and goal, what will happen? Person will be in the name of Karma Yoga, he may develop more and more ego. Because this karma has such kind of tendency to create the superiority in the mind of doer. When we are having the thought of doership, I am performing this action, immediately the thought will be connecting to so many factors. The thought will connect to the result of the action, the thought will connect to the way of functioning, and that thought will connect to the person to experience that result. And that thought will connect to having superiority, comparing with others. Why here it is said? Because in Karma Yoga, when person is performing action, when he is having the doership, in fact, Karma Yoga will be doing to remove the doership. But sometimes, if we are not alert enough, in the name of Karma Yoga, we will gather more and more vasanas, and our ego will be becoming more and more. If we achieve something because of our actions, if we don't keep Bhagwan in our mind, if we don't think we are the instruments in the hands of Bhagwan, then what will happen? Because of us only these actions are performed and we are receiving these results, so we are great. That thought may arise in the mind of Karma Yogi. That's why here it is said, Ishwaraha api, even Bhagwan also, Abhimana Dveshitvat. He doesn't like vanity and egoism. So we have to understand one more thing. This Karma Yoga is means, not goal. Even in Viveka Chudamani also it is said by Pujadi Shankaracharya. By performing crores and crores of actions also, person cannot attain moksha directly. Vastu siddhir vicharena na kinchi karma koti bihi, it is said. Then why we should perform action Nishkama Karma Yoga also? Because by performing Nishkama Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma, when we are doing, our mind will be purified. That is the most important factor in Karma Yoga. When mind will be purified, then purified mind will be deserved to receive the knowledge. So Karma Yoga is means to get self-knowledge. By Karma Yoga alone, we cannot become one with Bhagwan. We cannot realize our own self. So these are the limitations. So comparing with Karma Yoga, the path of devotion is superior. Because by following path of devotion, directly the devotee will become one with Bhagwan. How? We will see that one also. In Bhakti, what will happen? When person is having love towards Bhagwan, the person will be ready to sacrifice anything. Ready to sacrifice anything means not only external objects, etc. In devotion, the devotee will be having the thought all the time, Bhagwan is my Lord, he is superior, and I am ordinary person. So always that Dasa Bhava will be there in the mind of devotee, and the surrenderance is very natural for devotee. I am nothing, I am helpless. Bhagwan, please come and save me, please protect me. Always the devotee will be praying like this. The thought will continue forever. There is no chance, in fact, comparing with other paths, there is no more chance to develop the ego. Ego will be reduced naturally in the path of devotion. But there are many chances in other paths when we are following. This ego may be becoming obstacle, or that ego may be developing more and more the vanity, etc. Ego may be increasing instead of removing that. And one more thing, in the path of devotion, the devotee will identify with Bhagwan. So in that process, what will happen? He will not give preference to his name and form. Slowly he will disconnect with his conditionings, means with his upadhis, body, mind, intellect, etc. The devotee will forget himself in singing the glory of Bhagwan. I am nothing, only Bhagavad Swarupa. This is very natural in the path of devotion. When it comes to Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga, etc., that person, he has to be very, very alert. It's like a razor's edge. At any moment, he may fall. In the path of knowledge, what will happen? Sometimes, if that seeker of truth is not alert enough, there are chances that person may develop the thought of ego, like, I know so many things. I have studied these scriptures, these texts. So I am very knowledgeable person. When these kind of thoughts will be there in the mind of that person, it's impossible to get realization. And in Hatha Yoga also, when that person will be doing pranayama, etc., and if he will get a little bit, even few siddhis, that person will think, I am so great and I can do miracles, etc., and I can walk on the water, etc., I can cross the river without boat. These kind of things also will create negative kind of things, and these kind of thoughts will create more and more vanity in that person. There are chances. We are not saying all the time these paths will create ego and vanity, etc. Not like that. If that person is not alert enough, careful enough, there are many chances to fall from the goal. He cannot attain that goal. But when it comes to devotion, bhakti, the devotee, all the time, he will be having the thought of, I am like Dasa, Dasanudasa of Bhagwan. Bhagwan, everything is happening because of you. Without your presence, without your grace, even I cannot open my eyes, I cannot move my hand. In this world, whatever is happening, because of you only. Everything is under your control. Everything is happening in your presence only. So I am nothing. I am nothing. When that ego becomes zero, what will happen? Only Bhagwan will remain. So the identification with Bhagwan, what it will do, slowly the identification with the Jiva, with Upadhis, it will remove that thought completely. So only Bhagavad Swarupa will remain. Ultimately, all seekers, those who are following any other path also of these all practices, those who are doing, what is the ultimate goal? Wants to realize the self, wants to become one with Bhagavan. So in path of devotion, this is Phala Rupa. The final result can be attained by the devotee, by following the path of devotion. So the means and goal, both are there in devotion. When it comes to other things, means are different and goal is different. Means never become the goal. So that's why here Narada Maharshi, he is saying, he's raising, the path of devotion is greater and superior to all other paths. But one more thing we should know here, the path of knowledge is also wonderful. But in each and every path, in fact, in Karma Yoga, or Raj Yoga, or Hatha Yoga, or Jnana Yoga, in all these paths also, this devotion is there. Devotion should be there, in fact. When we have love for scriptures, when we have love for to perform actions selflessly, when we have love for our sadhana, then only we can attain the goal. So we can say this devotion, in fact, is a very base and substratum of any sadhana. This is very important concept. And here in the last means 27, we have seen Bhagwan doesn't like those who are having vanity and those who are egoistic people. And he loves people, those who are surrendered and those who are humble. Dainya Priyatvat. That Deenata. Deenata is not because of losing something in this world. This Deenata is Bhagwan. I came into this form and I am doing all these kind of actions. It's when I am going to come out from all these bondages. Please come and save me. Please come and protect me. One more thing we have to understand in this world also, when the child or student, they are depending on parents and teachers, they will take care of them. The children, as long as they are taking, even after growing up also, as long as they are taking suggestions from parents, asking their help and guidance, parents, they feel so happy. Even though they are grown up, and still they are respecting our suggestions. So out of their experience in the life, they will give good suggestions and they will give good guidance to them for successful, harmonious life in this world. If children, after growing little bit, we know everything now. We are grown up. We are not small kids. So we don't want to take your suggestion. So we know what should be done, what should not be done. If they will behave like that, when they will start new business or going somewhere and doing something, when obstacles will come or problems will arise, but then sometimes on their own, very difficult to solve, very difficult to face challenges in the life. When parents, even though they are saying like that, out of love, they will be saying, as no, you should do like this, you should not do like that. If children are, they are not at all listening, what parents can do? Students, if they are not listening to teacher, what teacher can do? Even in schools and colleges also, those who are very humble and those who are listening to the teachers, they like such kind of students, children, and they will encourage them more and they will spend more time also if they are having any doubts to clear, etc. It's quite natural only. Na? The same way Bhagwan also, those who are very egoistic, Bhagwan doesn't like. For example, you might have heard this Daksha Yajna. Daksha, he is a very capable person to perform actions. That's why the name itself is Daksha. One who is having capacity to perform actions with skillfulness, that samarthya is there. That Daksha, when he did so many Yajna-yagadi, kratus, and he became so great, so famous, and Brahmaji, he thought if I will make him Prajapati so that he will take care of everyone and he is having that capacity to work hard and he will guide others also. He thought like that and he gave that position also. But when Daksha became Prajapati, that ego, because of the ego, arrogance, he became so proud of his achievements and he started even neglecting Lord Shivji also. Finally, what happened? When he thought himself, I am superior to Lord Shivji, I am superior to Trimurtis, also I can do anything in this world. And he started doing that yajna without inviting Lord Shivji. He wanted to insult him. So when that ego is there, that person cannot see the glory and greatness of another person. Daksha, when he entered into one assembly, that time Lord Shiva, he did not get up. He was in meditative mood. This Daksha, he thought is why he is not getting up. All others are getting up and they are doing namaskar. He should get up. He forgot that he is one of the Trimurtis. He is Paramatma Swarupa. Why should he get up? That Daksha, he thought he is so great, superior than others. Because of that arrogance, his eyes were closed. He could not see the glory of Lord Shivji. So he did that Daksha Yajna, and in that one he insulted Lord Shivji and Sati Devi. She came and she saw it's her husband were insulted, and she could not tolerate that. He did not offered anything that Havir Bhaga etc. to Lord Shivji. So she left her body, and afterwards Lord Shivji created Virabhadra Bhagwan, and he came and destroyed that yajna. That Daksha, he lost his head, and when replaced by that goat's head, he came to know it's because of his arrogance only this destruction happened. He came to know that time the glory and greatness of Lord Shivji. Even though he insulted him, he criticized him, but Lord Shivji finally he blessed that Daksha. Lord Shivji, he lost his wife, but he blessed all of them, those who insulted him, those who criticized. So here, why Ishwarasya api abhimana dveshitvat dainypriyatvat said, reason is there. Kauravas and Pandavas in Mahabharata story you might have heard. Kauravas became so arrogant, Duryodhana, Dushasana, etc. They wanted to capture Bhagwan also. They wanted to put him in jail when he came as ambassador to stop the war. They could not understand the glory of Bhagwan. Became so arrogant. They did not listen to elders also, Bhishmacharji, Dronacharji, Vidura Mahashaya. They did not listen to it. When Vidurji, he was saying good words, he criticized that Mahatma also, Vidurji also, that Duryodhana, Abhimana, that feeling of I am greater than others. So we should be very, very alert. Whatever we are doing, all the time we have to think, by Bhagwan's grace, by Guru Parampara's grace, we are able to do it. Whatever we are achieving, it's not our own achievement. Bhagwan, Gurus are giving opportunity to purify our mind, to serve others. In fact, serving others is not for others' sake, for our own sake. It is opportunity for us to do seva, to purify our mind. Dainya Priyatvat. When Draupadi Devi, she prayed, Bhagwan, Bhagwan, I am helpless. Please come and protect me. Bhagwan immediately he went and protected. He saved Gajendra also. When Gajendra, once he surrendered 100%, Bhagwan saved him. So many examples, see, in Purana Itihasas, those who became so arrogant, so many demons after getting boons, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashpa, etc., Bhagwan killed them. Those who surrender to Bhagwan, those who are helpless in condition, those who have devotion for Bhagwan, Bhagwan saved them. So many people, even those who were studied Vedas, even Ravana, he knows Vedas, he studied Vedas. Whatever said by scriptures, he knows. But what happened? Because of his arrogance, he did not surrender to Ramji. The entire Kula also destroyed. Because of his arrogance only, he did not listen. So these are the very practical kind of things all of us also we have to understand. Even in path of devotion also we should not have, we are the great bhaktas of Bhagwan, not like that. In fact, in the path of devotion, is only thought is I am nothing, Bhagwan is everything, I am nothing, Bhagwan is everything. Naham karta, harihi karta, I am not doing anything. Bhagwan only making everything to do through this instrument. These are the very important thoughts. So that Dina Bhava should be there, Dainyatva should be there in front of Bhagwan. When we surrender to Bhagwan, Bhagwan make us number one in this world. He knows what should be given to us, what place should be given to us, to his devotees in this world. He will take care of everything. We don't lose anything. In fact, we will get everything because of this surrenderance. That's why Narad Maharshi is saying there are chances to fall from the higher level also if that person is not alert enough in other paths. But in the path of devotion, always that secured feeling will be there, because all the time the devotee's mind is filled with Bhagavan. Devotee will never think he is greater and superior. The thought will not, maximum, it will not enter in the thought or in the mind of the devotee. With this topic has been concluded, and the next section, few more thoughts also connected to jnana, etc. Tasyaha jnanameva sadhanamityeke. Tasyaha jnanameva sadhanamityeke. Tasyaha, for devotion, jnanam eva, knowledge alone, sadhanam, sadhanam means iti, thus eke. Eke means some acharya says. Some acharya, he is saying, for the love divine, knowledge alone is the means. Without knowing about Bhagwan, how that love for Bhagwan will increase? This is also we have to understand, we have to think. How only love will be superior? Because when we know, then only that love will increase. So for devotion, knowledge is helpful, useful. Without knowledge, how devotion will be existing? And not only this one, few other acharyas also, they are giving their opinions. Someone is going to say it's this devotion and jnana, they are depending mutually. That mutual dependency is there. So this is one topic. In the next session, we are going to discuss this topic. Today, we will have question and answer session. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amrutangamaya. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.